Hi everyone, Julia here recording this February 17th, 2025. And wow, just crazy, interesting times, no doubt about it. And I don't know that there are any predictions or prophecies about what's happening with the world now, the leadership of the world. Because, when J.D. Vance was in Europe telling other European leaders, or the European leaders, and I guess other world leaders, that they need to stop censorship and, harassing people for freedom of speech. Wow. And that wasn't well received because, they were all in it together. The one world posse. And now it's not playing out the way they had wanted it to. The way that it's been predicted by so many, that they would just gain more and more power for this one world order. Now, a lot of people say this is just a trick to keep people at bay, make it look like there's good stuff going on, when it's still just grinding toward their end to surveil and dominate everyone, control them to the extreme. And I don't know if that is the end goal anyway. And it's interesting because I know there's a lot of evil and a lot of bad and negativity in the world, but there also has to be a lot of good. And perhaps some of these ultra wealthy people are actually good and want good for the world. So, I know a lot of people are just very cynical and just think, it's all shit. Everything's just going to get worse. But like I'm always saying, focus on how you want things to be, because our thoughts do modify future probability and our intentions. So, man, let's go with this momentum, because there is such a thing as critical mass. Hunter's monkey effect. When enough people get in that same vibe, that same thought pattern, it changes the whole of reality. And a lot of people don't think that's possible, that things are just going to play out. We don't have any control over it. But we all have free will, especially with our intentions. And that is such a powerful thing. Such a powerful ability that we have. It's an ability to create our reality. And we keep losing sight of that. And, I would rather be hopeful than worried. So, people might say that I have an issue with hopium, but that's better than worryum. So I'm staying with that. And I'm watching this show, and it does seem so staged sometimes. It really does. So this reality is very layered and very interesting. But I think we can manifest a good, positive future. I really do. And it's just great, the momentum that the Trump administration has going now, and we'll see how far that goes, how much good comes of it ultimately. But like I say, and many others have said too, never seen anything like this before. So that should give you hope right there. Just that this isn't anything that anybody thought would happen and predicted. not to the extent and the pace that it's happening now. So, yeah, what an amazing time to be here checking all this out, and always keeping in mind that, we're just here for a short time to learn and grow and evolve towards becoming love. Nothing can really hurt us. And when people die, they're just transitioning, and suffering is something that we manage very well, and oftentimes the spiritual energy being that we are doesn't even stay around for the suffering, as has been evidenced in so many scenarios, like people who've suffered severe abuse don't have memory of it, people who get injured really badly don't remember the pain or really a lot of details about it. So we have some kind of mechanism that protects us when the suffering gets overwhelming. And at that point, I think it's harder on the people that know about the suffering than it is the person going through the suffering. And again, when people die, they're just transitioning. So that's a really important thing to always keep in mind. And it doesn't excuse all the evil that's going on in this world, but it does allow you to deal with it in a realistic way, instead of working up and getting all upset and angry about something you have no control over. So yeah, it's such interesting times. That black bee. And a lot of positive is happening, a lot of good, and I hope the momentum stays. And I think there's even a chance that we could actually have world peace. It makes sense with all this technology that it would lead towards that. And technology can be our friend. It doesn't need to be something to fear. We all have free will here and choices. And again, we are not these bodies. We're not these avatars. And if something's done to these bodies against our will, it doesn't affect who we are. It does not affect us. If the human species becomes transhuman, that does not affect anything for us. Not in the big picture. So yeah, those are important things to keep in mind, in my opinion, because that's how it really is. And you know what they say, it is what it is. And I think it has the potential to be awesome. So I'm looking forward to a really bright future. And I hope everybody else is doing the same. So thanks for listening. Hope you have a great morning, afternoon, or evening, wherever you are. Remember to stay focused on the good, how you want things to be. Help others if you can. And I'll talk to you next time. Ciao, ciao.